What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Kenyan Adventures. It is July 6th, 2021. It is now currently 3:40. I am down here in Sparrows Point, Maryland, picking up a load. Oh my God, how was you guys 4th of July? I hope you guys had a good one. Mine had its highs and lows. Let's just put it that way. But it is what it is. I'm down, like I said, I'm down in Sparrow Point, Maryland, picking up this load. I just had to go through a lot to get this load of between having the wrong pickup numbers, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, but 6 different times. So I spent that. I got here at 1:30. The pickup number that I gave them was wrong, so I had to call my dispatchers, and I had to get on the phone with their load broker and get the right number, and it was a nightmare. It's just, I got here at 1:30. I'm just now getting in the door at 3:40. So my clock is about shot. Let me see how much time I got on my drive time. Now I have 1 hour and 11 minutes. I need at least 45 minutes left of my drive time. Then I go ahead to this weigh station right up the road here, about 33 miles away. So give it traffic, probably a 45-minute drive. I probably am going to play it safe and just do my 10-hour break here at the shipper. It's hot as all get out down here. Even there's water next to me. I wish I could show you guys, but I'm not actually supposed to be video recording anything on this property. So this is my ultimate screw you guys for what you just put me through. The lady knew what the pickup number was, but it was off by 2 numbers, and she would not go ahead and put me in the door. So she made me go through this whole rigmarole, pickup number dance, and so even next to the water is hot. So I stayed home. I got to stay home Monday, so I was home from Friday all the way up to Monday, which is really nice. I hope to do that again this week. Hopefully. No miles going to suck this week, probably. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's track it for you. So, I said last Friday I was going to give you more of a structured video. I'll talk, stay on two subjects of where I started, how I got into trucking, and whatnot. And if you're thinking about getting into trucking, what should you consider when you get into trucking? Well, I'm telling you, I got started in trucking about 3 years. I got started in trucking about 3 years ago. I got my CDOs at C1 Trucking School. It's like a 3-week program. It took me probably I started in December and get my CDLs until I think about January, February, somewhere around there. Let's see, it's 2021, 2019, 2018. And I started with a company called PAM Trucking, which for the most part was really good. That company was really good when I had a team driver to drive with. But the problem I have with my team driver, that's a whole different story. We're getting that about team driver. We'll discuss that that's one week discussion for it. But I started team driving with PAM Trucking. Man, the runs were nice. We were going from North Carolina to California, California to North Carolina, back and forth, or freaking pick it up in Michigan, going down to Laredo, Texas. It was really nice. Started with them. I stayed with them about 6 months, and I left and went to Continental Express. I stayed there. It was really nice. I got to do a lot of back road driving, white knuckle driving. Some of those back roads I was on, I would never want to be on again. If you want to see if you got what it takes, if you can back road drive, you got what it takes. Because you got to be on your P's and Q's on some of those back roads. You can't even be off by a little bit. You got to be on your game. That was a refrigerator company. PAM Transport was a dry van. I enjoy it refrigerated. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's really nice. See, I stayed with Continental Express for about another. I think I stayed with them for like 6 or 8 months. Then I left there, and I went to Continental Express. I went to KLM. I worked with KLM Transport for about a year and a couple of months, really. Most of that time I was leased a purchase driver. Finished up a few last few months there as a company driver. So I'm about to do another video on lease to purchase, maybe give you some good review on or my take on why I got out of lease to purchase with KLM. And I then went from KLM. I was wanting to go local, one more time with my wife, and at that point I was starting to question my driving skills, my backing up skills. I went a couple of months there where I was just couldn't go for a period of time without hitting something. So I went local with Ryder. Actually, I did a short stint with Zenith Transportation, which they pulled loads for Kroger, grocery loads. I worked there, and then U.S. Express outbid Zenith Logistics, and then I was out of a job. From Zenith Logistics, I went to work at Ryder for about a year. Worked at Ryder for a year, which actually that's a fantastic company. I enjoyed my time there. I got to home in on my backing up skills. Improved my backing up skills through going there. And Jeff Dick, he gave me some of the best advice when I did a road test with him. And he's a really good guy. If you guys know who he is, I think he's a really good guy. He's really cool, really down to earth. I enjoyed talking to Jeff. He's a really cool guy. But the best advice he gave me when I came to backing up, which was so obvious. Like, I don't know why I didn't click, but it was sometimes the most simplest advice makes a big difference. He gave me the advice. I was backing up a trailer into a parking spot. He said, always keep your head moving. Check all your mirrors. Keep your head moving while you're backing up. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that's what I've been missing. I've been missing that. I'm like, holy crap, that is so freaking obvious. Why did not think of that? That's some of the best advice he got me. He got me out of some type keep my head moving. Looking at blue while I'm backing up, man, that has kept me out of some situations and it's making backing up to difficult docks and places a lot easier. Just remember what I thought that was some simple advice. So after I worked for Ryder, I went ahead and got back over the road, regional, with the company I'm with now, Mickey Trucking. I've been here almost a year, coming up in a couple of weeks. I got my vacation coming up at the end of this month. I'm so excited. It's been so long since I had a vacation, and I'm so excited about that vacation, and it's paid. So I've been working with them for about almost a year. Actually coming here has helped me improve my backing up skills some more. Because the trucks he has, the specs he has on his trucks, they're a little harder to drive because of the space differential on the tractor between the front wheel and the drive axles. They're a little spread apart, which means that basically his trucks drive like you're driving a long nose Peterbilt. Like, you need a lot of space. You need to make sure you create a lot more space than what your traditional company trucks have. Like, traditional company have more of the tandem. The drives are more closer to the tractor steer tires. Has a smaller differential. So, which means that don't take as much space as a long nose to back up. So, a lot more difficult to drive, so I really had to pay attention to get used to that, how the tractor and trailer works. And yeah, so I've been doing this for about 3 years, 3.5 years right now, coming up on 4 years in February of next year. And I'll tell you, the best advice is to never back down off a difficult dock to get into. Always learn from it. And it's going to take, I'd say it'll take you about 3 years to really get it down, backing up. So the first year, you're going to have a terrible time at it. You're going to have a terrible time at it. You're going to have, then you're going to have 3 years. You're going to have your days where you're like, you can't back it up for the life of you. Like, I have days where I can't even back it straight line back. You just have those days where it's just not working out for you. Sometimes I need 3 or 4 spots to back into a truck stop, but sometimes it be like that. And then so so that's that. And another thing I was going to get into is, so if you're thinking about getting into trucking, say if you're single, what's your big obstacle? Your big obstacle is getting a CDL. You got to know that pre-trip, you got to study that pre-trip, and you got to read that CDL book. Getting your CDL Class A is not easy to get. Not easy to get at all. It's a very hard thing to accomplish. Is it worth your time and effort? I say, yeah, it's worth your time and effort. You're not going to make a lot of money getting started your first year of trucking. But give it about 3 years, you'll top out. You'll start making really good money, really decent money after you get your 3 years. But you got to get your experience in. You got to put in the time. Or you got some really bad days. You got some bad weeks. You got some bad weeks where you don't make any squat. When I first started trucking, at Pan Transport, my weeks was really crappy, and I brought home like a $300-$400 paycheck, and I got rent to make, and I wasn't cutting it, so that's why I left there anyway. But I'll say, if you're by yourself and you don't got no ties at home, go for it. You got nothing to lose. If you got a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend, talk to her about it. I talked to my wife about it, and the best thing I got was, my wife was very supportive. She pushed me. She actually pushed me to get my CDL. But I told her trucking is something I wanted to do since I was a kid. She pushed me to go ahead and pursue it and try to get your CDLs and do what you would love to do. And so that's the greatest thing about having a supportive wife. And you got to make it something that you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's all about improving your life, improving your lifestyle. So make sure you talk to your wife, because I'm telling you, you're going to need her support. You're going to need to know that, she got you. I can't tell you how important it is to have her in your corner, because when I got on the trailer truck for the first time at Pan Transport, my wife was working, and she had to work that day. And it was a bittersweet, because I'm going on the trailer truck. Finally got a trainer to go out with, go make some money so I can get my bills paid. And the thing that really kind of blows about it is I didn't get to welcome my wife home. I didn't get to say my final goodbye. She just came home when I wasn't there. I had to call her and let her know what happened, and that really stank. I'm telling you, I was crushed. But she's stuck with me. She's still with me to this day, through this thick and thin, and I'm very appreciative for that. So definitely communicate with your wife, your significant other, what you want to do. Make sure she knows that you're not going to be able to get home every time you want to. You're not going to be able to stop everything you're doing to come home. You got to plan your hometown. You want to be home for the holidays. I remember when I used to have to stay out 4 weeks just to make finag on my hometown to be home on the holidays. You're not going to be able to be home on your birthday, but if you want to be home for her birthday, if you got to stay out 4 weeks to make that happen, I would say do it, because at least you get to be home for her birthday. You know, I'd always make sure I was home for the holidays. Pick your holidays you want to be home. Me, I'm home for 4th of July. I'm always home for Thanksgiving. I'm always home for Christmas. New Year's is kind of up in the air for me. I can take it or I can leave it. I am usually home for the holidays, because let me tell you, being out here for the holidays suck, because you're not going to get a delivery done on the day of the holiday. It's the day after, the day before, and then if you get it delivered the day before, guess what? You're sitting empty at a truck stop when you could be at home enjoying time with your wife and family. Make sure you're home for the holidays. Even that, I would stay out again 4, 5 weeks just to finagle on my time, home time, so I can get home for the holidays. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a strain on your marriage. Put a strain on my marriage, to be honest with you. We've had our days. It does create a communication breakdown between you and your wife. It's no longer the same. You know, make time. Make sure you out here on the road, you make time to speak to your wife. Don't be like some of these drivers out here, get on the road for 6 months and don't call home or nothing. Yes, drivers do that to their wives. And it's like, wow, they might as well not be married. Don't do that. Make sure you make time for your wife. I make time for my wife every single day. I call her, you know, little time I got left before I have to get some sleep. I know me, I know my body, I know what I can function off of. I know I can function off of 4 hours of sleep if I have to. I try not to do that. I really do not like doing that. I'll use 6 hours. I at least get 6 hours. So I'll do that. Make sure you communicate with her. Don't just get off the phone. You know you, like, if you got to call her during the day while you're driving, you know, to make some extra time for it, do it. It's worth it. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, likes or dislikes, put it in the comment section. Like, subscribe. Tell me how much you hate this video. Tell me how much you hate my beard or this hat right here. Do something. Alright, y'all stay safe. Keep the sunny side up, the rubber side down. I'll make another video probably tomorrow, but today, this is it. Peace. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in today. It is July 7th, 2021 at, what time is it? 2:39. About to get rolling here at 3 in the morning. About another 20 or so minutes. See, I had to call it quits at the shipper. Last night, time everything got settled and figured out with the pickup number. Time they got me out the dock, had literally no time to drive. I got an hour of service violation of just parking over there. But sometimes you have to do that. The times you have to do that just scared my mom. Sorry about that. I have a shadow. There's a shadow of me casting on the ground over there, about to freak myself out. But here you can see the truck. That's where I was parked at last for the night. If you're thinking about trucking, this is something that you are most likely going to have to do, not because you want to, just because you have to. Something that you're going to deal with out here on the road. And if you're the type of driver like myself that does prefer to get a shower every night, it really sucks to have to do this because you don't, of course, get a shower that night. So, and that's a stereotype out there that all truck drivers are dirty. You don't get a chance to take a shower. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a bona fide lie. Every trucker out here, no matter your team driving, no matter what kind of driving you do, there are always an opportunity to shower every day. You got your 30-minute break, which I took my 30-minute break yesterday at the fuel island getting fuel, so you got that. That was a busted opportunity. Could have went and got me a shower real quick, just did my 30-minute break, got a shower, boom. But I like to get a shower after I get to driving, because what's the point of getting a shower and then have to go back to driving? And all you're gonna do is you're gonna smell good for a few hours, and then you're gonna smell right back like the truck. So, as something you're thinking about doing is getting into trucking, this is something you have to consider. Like I said, there's gonna be nights where you just can't get a shower, like my case last night, which is fine. So I'm getting a shower today, no matter what, because I got 637 miles to put down today. I got to drop this off at the terminal. So there's a Pilot right across the street, or that I can go take a shower at, but I'm most likely going to pick up my next load and roll them down the road. I should have like an hour left to drive, so that's enough time for me to make hopefully the Simpsonville Pilot, get my fuel, park it for the day, and get back up at 3 a.m. the next morning and get rolling. So that's something you need to consider when it comes to getting out here on the road, getting into trucking. Another thing I want to talk about is might bounce around from back and forth, so bear with me. So yeah, it's something you need to think about. If you're thinking about getting into trucking, don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the love, for the passion. Because if you're doing it for the money, you're not going to last that long out here. You're not going to last enough, because you got to put up with a lot of BS. Even drive a company, you got to put up with a lot of BS, a lot of inconvenience, and a lot of, whether it's going to a load and you get there on time and you do everything and get there on time, or you get there early and you get a dock, and then you're in that dock for over 3 to 4 hours. A lot of waiting. That's nothing you will learn when you get in a truck. If you don't have patience before you got in trucking, you're going to learn some patience by the time you get through with trucking. You're going to learn some patience. I'm telling you, you're going to learn it. You're going to learn it, and you got no choice. Yeah, you have days where there's stuff like that really just tease you off. It's like, I kid you not, I did a California run when I was leased to purchase with KLLM. I hated going to California. I really did. I really hate going to California. They work on those loaders, receivers over there work on a whole different time over there. It's like California time. They think they got all day. So I went to go pick up a load up in Salinas, California, which if you're going up there, most likely you're picking up some kind of fruits or vegetables or salads or something. But I went up there to pick up some strawberries. Man, I kid you not, I got there a little late. I was a little late. But my load, it didn't matter because my load wasn't ready when I got there anyway. I kid you not, I sat 4 hours just waiting to get loaded. I finally get in the dock, and it was a 2-stop load, 2-stop pickup. I finally get in the dock, and I get out of the dock, and I kid you not, there's nothing but 2 skids of strawberries back there that I had to secure. And it's like, wow, I just sat 4 hours to just pick up 2 skids. You would think I'd at least get half the trailer. And then my second pickup, that first pickup made me late for my second pickup, actually. And the second pickup was like right down the road. So I get there, and the load's not ready. I kid you not, I sat another 6 hours. They want to call me at sometime around midnight to go get into a dock. And then I sat in the door for another, I think I sat in the door for another 2 hours. And I bet at that time, I was trying to find out if they would let me finish my 10-hour break up at there where we checked in at. They have a loading lot or waiting lot that we could wait in. And the security said they only let me, park there and do my break for 2 hours. And I'm like, well, 2 hours is not going to help me none. I was like, I'm still going to be out of drive time. So he said, well, you can park there, but at 2 hours, they're going to come knock on the door asking you to leave. So I had to got out of service violation, which safe haven, and drive to a rest area. My wife was on the truck at that time. But that's something you have to deal with, especially going to California. But that's something you got to deal with when you get into trucking. So that's what I mean by it's going to take a lot of patience. You're going to learn a lot of patience. But don't do it for the money. I'm telling you, do not do it for the money. Do it because of love or passion. Maybe this is a different career field. You want to always just try and see it and test it out, see if it's for you. Sit back, enjoy the ride. That's what I say. But, I'm just saying, don't do it for the money. Because if you do it for the money, you're going to be out of it quicker than anything. Another thing that got me into trucking, I've been in the truck since I was a kid. Like, I would see a truck driving down the express, the interstate, and think, how cool would it be to drive something that big? And not only that, you get to see the country. You get to see more of the country. And that's what I get to see every day. I get paid to travel. I get paid to see different scenery. It's nice to be able to start my day in one state. By the time I'm ending my day, I done traveled across 3, even 4 different states with a whole new scenery. That, myself, my friend, is a breath of fresh air. I don't have nobody on my back, bothering me. I push it hard. My dispatcher knows I push it hard. I'm like clockwork. I know they don't even have to check. They don't even have to check on me. Like my dispatcher told me, he's like, I know you're going to be where you're supposed to be at whatever time you're supposed to be there. And that, my friend, is hard work. That's hard work and dedication. For them to know that I'm going to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and they don't have to worry about me. They don't have to get up the next morning and call my cell phone and say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get up, get going. What the heck are you doing? They don't have to do that. They know it's like I'm their bread and butter. I'm like, they don't have to worry about me. I get up and get rolling before the owner of the company do not want us really rolling at 3 in the morning. He wants us to wait till at least 7 in the morning to get rolling. And that's another thing that you're going to deal with out here on the road is if you start your day at 7 in the morning, you're not going to get a parking spot. If you're going to drive your clock out, you're not going to get a parking spot at a truck stop without paying for it. If you want the free parking spots, you got to know when to start your day. And I'm telling you, 3 in the morning is the perfect time to start your day. It gives you the ability to run out your 11-hour clock. Gives you the ability to sit and freaking dock for 2 hours and not affect you. Or you're going to be able to get shut down at 5, 6 o'clock and still be able to find a free parking spot to park in. So keep that in mind when you get out here on the road and you're like, you want to be the early bird. The early birds get the worm, you know. It's like you gotta be the early one. So if you can get rolling at 3 in the morning and get the load there where you can deliver to early, get it there early. If you, sometimes I have to give me a Mountain Dew to keep the caffeine, get some caffeine in me to get the run done. But once you get used to getting up at 3 in the morning every day consistently, you gotta do it consistently because it's gonna take about 4 or 5 weeks to even get used to that. But once you get used to it, you can do it without second thought. So I would say, yeah, you can't get rolling at 3 in the morning, get rolling at 3 in the morning. The only time I do not recommend doing that is in the winter because that's when the roads are the worst. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. So yeah. That's some advice I can give to you from something I've been through. But you gotta be a hard worker, be committed. It's not just a career change, it's a lifestyle change. Not everybody is made to do trucking. It takes you gotta have the want to get up and drive. Because your dispatch is not your company's not gonna call you, say, hey, you're running late. It's not your 9 to 5, you know. You may get out here and be like, you got a delivery at 12 at night. But they done had you go pick up the load at 2 p.m. that day. Was supposed to be delivered. I've had this happen to me before. Where it delivers, or they have you pick up a load at, let's say, 10 a.m. that morning, delivers at 12 that night. Yes, I have had that happen. And like, you done started your clock. There's no way your clock is going to last to 12 midnight, so you got to figure out how to get your 10-hour break and get it far enough up the road. How far can I drive? How the latest I can drive to get my 10-hour break and still have enough time to get to the shipper. Yeah, you got to figure that out. I've had to do it. I had to shut down early, get my 10-hour break, and I got to the receiver on time. But yeah, those are the tricky ones. Those are the ones that suck because that messes up your whole sleep cycle that you had going on. So you got to figure this stuff out when you get out here. And give me a second. It's not gonna be fun. You're gonna have. That's another thing you have to prepare for is the miles. Okay, what company you get? Still, when you first start out, the miles going with a company, the miles are gonna be inconsistent. So your checks are gonna be inconsistent. So you're gonna have your good weeks and you have your really bad weeks. So there's nothing you gotta prepare for when you get out here on the road is balancing. Like your checkbook is knowing that if you got these bills due this week, you got enough to cover it. Because sometimes your first coming out, your first year, your first 6 months, you may bring home a week where you only get $400 that paycheck. And I'm giving you the God honest truth about that. You still earning your stripes. So, like with the company I'm at right now, the miles are pretty consistent. This week looks like it's gonna be in a cracker. And I had no clue what really the reason why. I'll be shocked if I get 2,800 miles out of this one this week. But yeah, you're about to be inconsistent, so you gotta deal with that. And I'm gonna tell you some good advice. It's good advice when it comes to, okay, you get your first year in, you feed one company. If you plan on leaving that company after that year, your first year, don't go by the cents per mile. Don't go by the cents per mile. So I'm gonna tell you, if you go by the cents per mile, the cents per mile, like you may be getting paid 42 cents a mile, and then you may see a company paying 55 cents a mile or 60 cents per mile. That cents per mile don't mean anything if your miles are not consistent. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't getting the miles consistently, you can wind up making less than what you're making at the company you were at before when you were getting paid lower cents per mile. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: a driver that's making like 38 cents a mile, but he's getting the same amount of consistent miles a week, can make more than the person who's making 60 cents a mile, because he's getting consistent miles. That's what it comes down to. That's how you make your money. Is get with a place that has consistent miles. Making 70 cents a mile don't mean a hill of beans if you're not getting the miles, if you're not getting more miles than you were getting at the previous company. So don't go for the cents per mile, go for the consistent miles. There's one thing you want to ask if you're going to leave your company and you're going to a new one. Ask, what is the average miles your average driver gets? Don't ask for it. Make sure they're not telling you their top performer miles, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to go in there hitting that top performer miles. So ask them what the average driver get, not the average of their top 3 top performers, just their average. And if they tell you anywhere from 2,000 and 2,200 miles, don't go with that company, because I'm telling you, you're going to be sitting a long time. You're going to be sitting somewhere for an extended period of time. They tell you 22 to 2,500, okay, that's okay. But if you can get like a 25 to 2,800, that'd be great, because at least your good weeks you're not going to be sitting that much. You're going to be knocking out some miles, but it's all about consistency. So that's another thing you got to think about when you get into trucking. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people will tell you, truck drivers will tell you, oh, go find a small family-owned truck company to go with. They're better than the big, mega carriers. They'll treat you better and you get better miles and blah, 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 blah. And I'm here to tell you that is not the truth. That is not the truth. And my opinion, it's a matter of my opinion, the small family-owned truck companies are just as bad as the mega carriers. So don't get it twisted. They're one better than the other. Because the mega carriers, at least, they have things that the smaller carriers don't got. Like my company don't have TransFlow. My company you can't just go on any toll road you want to because it's faster. You know, they want you to take the cheapest rate there that don't cost them that much. I'm telling you, I got yelled at for taking a toll road, even though it was gonna save me from my hours of service violation. I got yelled at. I was like, that just cuts off enough time for me to get to where I'm going without getting an hour of service violation. So, actually, and the mega carriers don't tell you to do stuff that you're not supposed to do. I got a story for y'all, but I'm not going to say it until I left this company because I'm currently working with this company. But I'll let you know, it was some bad advice I got yesterday. Goes against my code of ethics. So, yeah, keep that in mind, guys. I may shoot another video on my 30-minute break. And tell you a little more about my background and give you more advice on what to think about when it comes to getting into trouble. And yeah, so keep the sunny side up and the rubber side down. Have a good day out there. Stay out of trouble. And have a fantastic day. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to Kenyan Adventure. I'm down here at Manchester, Tennessee. It is 1:50 Central Standard Time here on the East Coast. It would be like 2:50 Eastern Standard Time. Rest of you guys. Yeah, I'm not usually down here in Tennessee. They're gonna had to come down here to relay a load because my company had nothing for me really. And it's a busybody work, which I would rather at home. I only got like 1,800 miles this week, actually, this type of miles. I'm paying for days. That is a no-go for me, y'all. No good for me. I'm already looking at other companies. I think my time here is coming to a close. So yeah, they got me some busybody work, which is really sad because I'm starting to think this company don't have a fright anymore. I've not liked it here since I started. Well, I liked it when I first started. It was like 3 months in, I knew this job had an expiration date. I haven't found a company out here that you can be happy that I've been happy with since I started working. To be honest with you, and I just don't settle for mediocreness. I just don't settle for that. I do not settle for. If I don't like it, I don't like it. You can't make me accept. I just don't accept stuff like that. I accept like. I just don't accept. Oh, there's no trucking company out there perfect. No, I agree. There is no truck company out there perfect. I do not accept this. Being sacrifice for what it is. You have to be okay with it. I don't care what the pay is. I don't care what the pay is. That's the thing you gotta learn. Come down here. Think about getting instructed. You're gonna find that one truck company that's like a perfect fit. But just because it's not the perfect fit don't mean you have to stay there. Oh, you're never gonna find it. I know you're not gonna find it, but say find a company you can feel with. I don't believe anybody that says they're completely happy at a truck company. I don't care what the driver said. Oh, there's really nothing wrong with this place. I love it. Oh, malarkey. Oh, malarkey. I know I'm not giving you a good positive outlook on trucking. I'm just being realist here. You find a truck company you can deal with for a little bit. I can deal with this company for a few more weeks. Hopefully I find something, or company that I can go to that works out better. So yeah, big fat juicy bugs swishing around. Yeah. There's not too many food trucks here today. So I was hoping to see some at the small mom and pop truck stop. Hoping to see some really cool trucks up there. I seen one yesterday. Really nice white truck. So anyway, I digress. What I was saying, like, if you think about getting into trucking, that's something you have to deal with. Is you bust your butt, getting loads done, and then your company just slaps you in the face with this total bullcrap run like this, like the one I just got through with, in the middle of, where it's only 235 miles down and 235 miles up, and it's just a busybody run. It's just like, okay, send me home. I might just say that next time, Look, if you don't got nothing for me, send me home. I'd rather spend that time at home than doing some busybody work like that. If you don't got nothing for me, send me home. It's about as productive, it's just a slap in the face, and you feel insulted. And I feel insulted because, look, I went 2 weeks ago, I busted out 5 loads for a week. Last week, I busted out 4 loads for a week. And this load, I have only, 3 deliveries on my belt. This is 4, but it's all busybody work. It's not nothing that help the cause, I should say, So I think things you got to deal with when you get out here on the road is doing meaningless tasks. And I understand helping another driver out because they got sped down to 40 and I dropped in the storm. Well, that's not my problem. You got the better end of that stick. I got the short end of it. And I'm gonna voice that today when I go turn in my paperwork. I'm gonna tell them I'm this guy. Look, next time I have some busybody work like that, I'm gonna tell them to send me home because that was wasting my time. Literally wasting my time because you guys couldn't figure out nothing. Or just send me home. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. It's hard for me not to feel disrespected when they do stuff like that, when a company does that to you. Because it's just disrespectful. In trucking, that's just disrespectful, man. You got a driver who drives a clock out for you, gets your loads delivered on time, and then you slap in the face with that because he can't figure out nothing. That's just utter disrespectful. And then the driver gets the better run. The driver got more miles on him than I got coming down here, and he could have hold up 4 hours up the road, delivered that load, picked up his other load with that. I don't care. I don't smile. I don't frown. If anybody knows what I'm looking to reference it to, that's all pops in my head. Alright, so you think about getting trucking, what do you consider? is, uh, does the company has a fight? Does the company has a fight? That's the one thing to consider. Just consider that. Ask them. That's the question I ask. Besides them, you can ask them what is the you can ask them the company growing? Is it growing or is it declining or is it kind of plateauing? And a company that's not growing is not succeeding. That's the saying. That's the thing I like to do. If you don't see if their company is not growing, and you need to research that company yourself. Find out how long that company been in business, who is its clients. Some companies you can find out if they're big enough. If they are stock market, you can find out what their stock is, and that can tell you a little bit about the performance of the company. You can find out what their clientele is. But if a company is not growing, then that company is just falling behind. That's why you see some of these big companies. If they're not growing, they're falling behind. So that's why they're competing with each other to have the best, customer experience. Like Kroger is like the best prices, the freshest product. They're sharing the freshest than everybody else. They can be the fresh to everybody else, and the prices are good. You go to Kroger, right? So. And you got the Kroger Plus card, right? There's different things. They don't have to be all one thing. Maybe it's one thing they do differently that keeps them growing. They don't want to plateau, because if they plateau, they're losing. Competition's catching up with them. You gotta know the future of that company. And how many trucks does it have? In its fleet? How many trailers does it have in its fleet? How many clients does it have? Those things you should find out when you're approaching the company. What areas do they travel to? So, yeah. So we're gonna flip over and take that. Like I was saying, I haven't got these many miles since paying transport, man. 1,800 miles. This is the second time this happened. The first time it happened, I started to question, okay, what's going on? This is the second time, I'm on a dedicated route, y'all. I'm on a dedicated, quote-unquote, dedicated route. I say quote-unquote because it's not really a dedicated route, but we're trying to call it a dedicated route. There are a lot. That's a whole long story. This is not supposed to happen on a dedicated route. You're not supposed to end up in it. How does that happen? And it seems like every time, there could be some poor excuse. That was even some poor excuse. Oh, the road is not ready. That's just a dedicated route, man. You can't tell me. I just find it hard to believe, y'all. Just find it hard to believe. But yeah, because I've been trucking for 3 years. 3 years I haven't found a company that I like and I love. I've found some decent companies. I'd say for companies, as far as company side goes, I would say honestly, KLLM was one of the best company I've been with. So if you wanna find a company, good company, KLM is a good one. They do keep you moving. They have nice trucks. One thing about KLM is they don't. You got an old beat up trailer from once in a while, but they do have pretty new trailers. They update their trailers every 3 years, and they roll other old ones out of the fleet, which is really cool. So you don't have to worry about getting a bus in a trailer that's on board for mods. Which is a couple weeks. The brake chamber busted. Yeah, you don't have that. It's been no downtime getting that fixed. Limping that around to where you need to take it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get off here and get my day started. I get to go home today. Yeah, so keep the sun side up, the rubber side down, frames. And I'm gonna get in here, eat my breakfast, start my clock, and get back home up the road. So I can go get my dispatcher. Can't wait to get home though. I should have got home yesterday. Alright, y'all. Peace. Sorry about that. I'm having technical difficulties. But what's up, YouTube? I made it up here to Leavenworth, Indiana. My temple is like right around the corner there. Get the little lowdown of what's happened so far. I did that relay down in Manchester, Tennessee yesterday. Busybody run. Very disappointing. I got the short end of that stick on that one because the guy I swapped with, he's heading down to Florida. Down to Florida from Tennessee, which is a decent run. So I'm getting short end of the stick going down there, short end of the stick coming back up. My miles this week was 1836. Let me tell you, after going 2 weeks ago, I pushed out 5 loads in 1 week. Yep, I was picking them up and laying them down. And they were all on time, too. Last week, I pushed out 4 loads. And I got about 3,000 miles. Good week, right? Good week, right? And then this week, 1,836. Man, that is just a slap in the face. It's hard for me not to feel like I'm being disrespected. It's the type of miles I ain't seen since paying transport. So I'm up here. I basically went and picked up my load and been home already. But I'm not. Because they don't have the load ready yet. Or they didn't have the load ready when I got up to Master Brand. So I decided to come down to this pilot. I was like, I was trying to get a PM done on my truck because it's about 2,000 miles off due for a PM. So I called the shop and said, hey, my truck is due for a PM, 2,000 miles. I was saying if you guys can go ahead and get it out of the way while I'm waiting on this trailer to get done. They're talking about, the mechanic told them that they're too busy to do a PM. Too busy to do a PM. And whatever. I'm trying to get it out of the way so I don't have to take a loss next week on miles. So I was very disappointed by that. That was very disappointing. I'm telling you, I was disappointed by that. That was I was like, darn, I really could have really stayed to get like that PM done and get it over with. And that way, you know, I'm already taking off Monday. And I was like, okay, so if I get the PM done, I don't have to take off. Get the PM done. They don't have to call me and be like, hey, I tried to get a hold of you. That truck is due for a PM. You need to get to the terminal, not turn back around to the terminal or something. You know, that's what happened last time. Surprise, PM needs to be done. I tried to get a hold of you while you was up at freaking Master Brand, but you didn't answer your phone and you left send your messages on the tablet. I guess you didn't get it. I'm like, you need to turn around and get the PM done. I'm like, oh my God, come on. Now there's always something. But yeah, so need to say I'm about to go up and pick up that trailer that was picked up earlier today. I got my about another hour. I had my 10-hour break done and over with. I'm gonna go pick that trailer up and head home. So, Lord, Godspeed. I'll be home tonight about 11 o'clock, which would be awesome. And then start my weekend. Yeah, start my weekend. So let's get on moving on. Okay, so you thinking about getting into trucking? I'm gonna tell you, do you really want to get into trucking? Do you really want to? Are you sure that is something you want to do? Well, listen up. I'm gonna tell you reasons why you should. I'm gonna tell you the reason why you shouldn't. And I'm gonna tell you more of why you should than why you shouldn't. You're hardly not gonna hear me say why you shouldn't get into trucking. But there's some good points of why you shouldn't get into trucking. Like, for example, as I hit on before, if you don't have patience, you don't belong to trucking. If you can't go without drinking alcohol, smoking marijuana for while you're or at least out here on the road, you can't wait till you say that stuff at home. Don't get you. That's a good reason not to get beat on the truck, because you can't have a beer bottle on your tire. You can't have no joint on your truck. You can't even have nobody on your truck that has drugs on them. Heroin, crack, marijuana. Even marijuana. You can't even have that person friend on your truck. You got a friend who want to go out with you, smoke marijuana. You can't even have that on a truck. He can't even light it up. Like, he can't even have it in a bag on the truck. Or he can't even in a bag on the truck, because you get pulled over by DOT and they find it. Guess what? That's your license right there. That's on your license. Even though it's not yours, it shouldn't be on the truck, and that's your job. That's your job. You don't want to work so hard to get your CDLs, and then now you got to explain to your next company you go to why you had drugs on the truck, and that is going to be a black mark on your career. Trying to explain that away. You might get somebody who wouldn't take a risk on you. Maybe convince somebody that you learned your lesson. It's going to be a hard sell, though. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hard sell. Man, look at this beard. It is getting too scruffy. It is getting too hot to have this much scruff. I'm shaving this weekend, so yeah. Next week when I shoot a video, I'll be bald, all bald and bald face. I can't wait. But reason why you should get into trucking, it is a good chance to make good living out here. It's a skill. It's something that's going to be around for plenty of time. And if you're thinking, oh well, they're gonna have driverless trucks out there on the road, putting you guys out of a job. That is the most overrated fear of truck drivers out there. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that technology is not even legal to be on the road. It's only legal to be on the road as if you're testing the system out. You're testing them out with small deliveries, from one state to this next state over, or maybe from bottom of the state to 300 miles up the state or something like that. But they cannot, Congress have not given companies the permission to run it as a way to save money on fuel, save money on driver's pay. You're not giving them permission to make it legal where the trucks could be on the road all the time like we drivers are. You don't have nothing to worry about. That technology is so far off. That technology won't be able to be used for another 50 to 100 years, guys. 50 to 100 years. 50 to 100 years. Think about that. Think about that. Don't fear about, having, oh, I get into the CDL, then I get put out of job to driverless trucks. Don't be fearing that, because that's way off target. That's way down the road, and Congress has even approved it. That's the thing. Congress has not approved it, so, and they're not even leaning towards approving. You got companies like Freightliner, Kingswood, all these companies, Tesla, even Tesla, main culprit, who wants Congress to change their stance on it. He's trying to convince Congress that his trucks are completely safe, and more safe than actual drivers on the road. Which, if you do your homework on that Tesla and their autonomous vehicles accidents, you'll see that that is not safe. Do your homework on it. Don't worry about that. This is you're going to be able to retire. Do your trucking career and retire before driverless trucks can be on the road and doing what we're doing as regular, driving a vehicle. Because I'm telling you right now, a driverless truck cannot back into a dock. A driverless truck cannot, perceive every situation. So don't worry about that. Driverless, don't worry about that. So if you want to get into trucking, go ahead, do it. Do it. Remember I said earlier, if you got a significant other, a wife, make sure you include her in making this decision. And rule number one is what I said. It's like a summary of what I talked about earlier this week. Don't go by the cents per mile. Go by the consistent. Doesn't matter how much cents per mile if you're not getting the miles. Like, for instance, my week, 18,836 miles. That is not getting miles. So the cents per mile don't matter if you're not getting miles. Now, I usually do 2,800, 2,700. But this week has been a really crappy week. So remember, it's not about the cents per mile. It's all about consistency. How consistent can that company give you the miles? If they can consistently give you 2,500, even though their problems, they're saying 2,500 to 3,000 miles, but they're giving you a minimum 2,500 every week. There you go. That's your bread and butter right there. You're gonna make more money a week doing that than a person getting paid 70, 80 cents a mile. I promise you. More cents per mile does not equal more miles. Include your wife and significant other in it. It's a big step, big move, big decision. And notice, you're going to have bad weeks, you're going to have good weeks. You're going to have some issues with backing up at the docks. Like I said, it's going to take you about at least 3 years to get it all down. At least to the point where you can put it in any dock you want to, put any spot you want to. At that point, you may even be able to do a perfect blind side parking job, which I could do it, but I can't do it every single time. It doesn't work out every single time, but you'll get to feel when you know you got the right setup to do a blind side back end. You'll know what it feels like. You got the right angle, you got the right setup. You'll know it. You would know it. That's what comes with experience. I'll tell you what else not to do. Guys, I know I've seen pictures of the truck driver's jackknife. That happened. That happened right out here on the off ramp going towards the pilot. Don't be like that driver. That driver knew better than to do what he did. From what I heard, I thought at first he had a medical emergency. That's the only thing I could explain, because he didn't hit nothing. The car was hit or nothing. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? Somebody's day just got way too interesting. So Come to find out, the guy, don't be like this guy, who got off that off-ramp over there. Over. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it on the video. Let's see it. It is right. Well, no, that's the wrong way. My bad. Nope, you can't see it. Sorry, waste of time. But he got on the off-ramp right over there. From what I was told by a person who's seen the whole thing happen, he got off the off-ramp at 50 miles per hour, fully loaded, and went to turn that. I guess he didn't want to slow down to make that turn, and he just made that turn, and that truck jackknife. He tore up that nice looking truck, man. He tore it up. I mean, the side of the sleeper was bent in. It had like almost like a perfect check mark dent inside of the sleeper. I had just walked out from getting a shower at the Pilot, and that's what I seen as I was crossing the street to go to the truck. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? Turned out he took the turn too fast, and I don't know what he was thinking, but he knew better. You don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fully loaded trailer. Don't do that at all. Nothing's worth. It was definitely, I'm pretty sure once he looks back at it, that was not worth it getting to that Pilot to get in an accident like that all by yourself. Apparently, the guy who's seeing it said he's seen it all, told the cops what happened, and apparently the truck driver is told the cops a whole different story of what happened. I'm like, oh my God, you just tore up a freaking, I was like, that driver just lost his job. If he's the owner op, yeah, he's got a big bill coming his way. So don't get out here being a super trucker. He was like, I guess he was like a super trucker, thought, ooh, look at me, I could take this turn. I got so many years experience. I know this truck. I'm gonna take this turn and watch this. Hold my coffee. Hold my Mountain Dew. Hold my something. And hold my joint is what he should have been saying, because he must have been high to make that think that was going to work. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, don't be that driver. Don't be that super trucker out here trying to take turns like that. Go slow. Take it slow. Yeah, but it happened right here earlier today. And I was like, holy crap, man, this just got interesting. His day just got interesting. But he busted his fuel tank. He was able to, they had a wrecker come and pull him straight. But they had their whole crew. It was a small little maintenance shop over here that came and got him out. But I'm pretty sure they charged him to hook it, and then to tow it, and then to told us, yeah, I think he might. No, I think he drove off. Maybe he might have drove off. I don't know, but I know they had to pay for him to hook to the trailer to get him straightened out, and then I don't know what kind of bill he got coming from the city, but he's got a bill coming from the city. He better have some good insurance. So I'm saying, don't be that driver. Don't be that driver. So guys, come out here, be safe. We all want to make it home to our loved ones. And most importantly, you want to keep your driver's license, your CDL clean. Trust you me, I learned that the hard way. I got a few accidents on my CDL that has hindered me from getting hired on to some really good companies. And thank God that some of those accidents are starting to fall off my record. And I haven't been in any accidents since. But I'm going to tell you one thing I did do from every accident I had. If you do get an accident, learn from it. Don't sulk in it. Learn from it. Learn what you did wrong. Work it around in your brain. Just dissect what you did wrong, what you could have did differently. And I'm telling you, every one of those, I learned a valuable lesson in driving trucks that helps me out today. So, good reason to get into trucking? tell you a good reason to get trucking. The money is decent. You got so many avenues you can go down. You can be a company driver, find a company that works for you, work there, retire, or you can go lease to purchase, or you can save your money, become your own owner up, get your own authority, start your own fleet, start your own company, and what have you. There's avenues you can go through out there. But make sure you're in it to win it. Be all in. It's all in or nothing. All in or nothing. Like I said, being able to wake up at one state and by the end of the day you're in 3 states over with a whole different scenery, a whole different sunset, a whole different sunrise. It's really nice. It's beautiful out here on some of these byways and highways you get to see. But I got great news. Guys, I got 1,732 points on my pilot. And what I'm trying to do is save enough points to buy me a phone mount. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to talk as much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 10 minutes of when I start out a freaking load assignment, and then I'm going to show you 10 minutes leading up to where I'm going. Then I'm going to show you again 10 minutes after I leave and 10 minutes before I get to my delivery via video. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna create a new sections going. I know we got picture time. This is gonna be called drive time. And it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So next week, I'm going to focus on telling you guys about my experience as a lease to purchase and why I got out of it the first time and what company that was with. And we'll discuss that, and we'll discuss things to bring on the truck. The must-haves. What should you bring on the truck when you go out on the truck for your road with a trainer, or if you're going out solo? What to bring to make your life a little more comfortable, especially when it comes to taking a shower, what you need, and all that great stuff. So that's what we'll focus on next week. I'm looking forward to those topics. So by the end of the next week, I should, probably about Friday, I should have a phone mount, and I give you some insight on what I go through and what I see every day. And I'm not saying every place is gonna be interesting, but it's going to be better than these. And actually, I might do a different format. I might not roll them all out in one video. It might be like, I might make 2 or 3 separate videos, and have those topics I'm talking about in each video. So that way we can have what we call picture time, we can have drive time, and we can have one-on-one time. And I'm thinking about a different name for the channel. I might call it Kenyon, the Life of the L. What does L stand for? It doesn't stand for anything. It's just I just, in my head it sounds pretty cool. Life of the L. Because L can mean so many things. But yeah, so I think I'll be rolling here in 30 minutes and going home. I mean, I'm going to hook to that trailer. I'm not even going to fuel up. I'm going to go on what I got, and I'm going home. And I've been talking to my wife while I'm on the road. So that's another thing you might hear me doing a video. You might hear me talking to friends, to other trucker buddies, to my wife, You might hear that in the background. I'll try to edit that out, but if I do, if I don't, then I don't. But those conversations are not censored. So I'm censoring, I'm doing a lot of censoring shit right now. So my language might get kind of explicit. But yeah, you know how it goes. But I'm out. I'll probably upload a little short video when I get home. When I get home from off the truck, I said I'm home, and yeah. So yeah, y'all have a good night. Have a good day. Whenever you're seeing this, keep the sunny side up and the rubber side down. And no being a super trucker. All right. Peace.